We are back for the Cares for Kids Radiothon, the 23rd annual, right here at the Sanford Children's Hospital. And we have Heather on the line, and she's going to be able to talk to us a little bit about her story with her son, Eli. So, Heather, are you with us?
I sure am.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. So I know that you've had to tell this story a couple of times. I'm so thankful that you're here and ready to tell this story more, because it's telling us how important it is to talk about your story and also talk about what the Sanford Children's Hospital has done for your guys' family. Mm-hmm. So maybe we just start out with
Heather, and Sue, your son Eli is now what? He's how old? 3 years old?
He will be 3 on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, man, so he's got a birthday coming up, too. But this started when he was just 21 months old, Heather. When did you notice something was wrong with Eli?
Sure. So about middle of December 2021, Eli is my youngest of 3 kiddos. And so he presented as standard ear infection. I hate to say standard, but for lack of better words, just standard ear infection. So we had taken him in, and several weeks had gone by, and it still was not getting better, and had taken him into our primary care. And, she's been with us since day one, and she took one look, and she said, Heather, he's not good. Ran some labs, and that's when they had found that more likely than not it was leukemia.
Okay.
What was it like hearing that word for you, even as a parent, leukemia, for the first time?
So it's kind of a double-edged sword for our family. And I say that because my husband's oldest sister was diagnosed with leukemia when she was just a few years older than Eli, and ultimately ended up passing away. Mm. And so it's, very double-edged sword for our family. So it was devastating, first and foremost, and gut-wrenching because, of course, knowing the family history, my mind automatically goes to the worst of situations. Mm-hmm. That completely devastating and gut-wrenching.
So when you heard that word, just even cancer and your child in the first place, and you've got the doctors and nurses explaining that to you, how did they kind of prepare you for what you were going to go through?
So like I said, our pediatrician has been with us since day one, and Dickinson being a smaller community, have gotten to know her throughout the years. And so in talking to her actually a year later, she said it took quite a bit. She had to actually go into her office and then prepare her own self to be able to come back into the office and explain to me. By the time she had come into the office, she had things already aligned in Bismarck, and the only information that we really had was that more than likely it was in fact leukemia, that we needed to go to Bismarck to kind of get more answers. And this was on a Thursday, and she had just told us, pack your bags, prepare to be there for probably through the weekend, not realizing how bad it was at that point. And, by the time we got to Bismarck, he needed to be stabilized, and then he was stabilized that night, and he was taken by ambulance the following day to Fargo, and we, spent about the next 5 months in the hospital there.
As all of this is unfolding so quickly, so you said Eli was your youngest, right, Heather?
He is, yep.
So you see, you have your other kids, you have other family. The whole family, did they all go? Or, at some point, are you and Eli just on this ride together, wondering what the heck is happening?
Yep. So at that point, it was just my husband, myself, and Eli that had gone. Thankfully, my husband is from the area, and so his family, not that they would have thought anything different, but very graciously packed up my other kiddos and took them out to their place, and that's, like I said, that's where they remained for about 6 months.
Now, I know treatment isn't necessarily fun, especially for an adult. That's what you hear most of the time. But for a kid, how did Eli handle the treatment in the hospital?
So Eli pretty much reacted to anything and everything that they gave him, unfortunately. But that's when I say, I was asked this question earlier, and, that's the power of Sanford, right? They are the family that, we were explained right off the bat from a couple team members that, they are the family that we never wanted, but now at this point don't know what we would do without. And over the last year, that's rung truer than ever. And, whatever they could do to make Eli comfortable, they went above and beyond. I can truly say, again, having lived in the hospital for so long, and that was home for many months, they really did treat us like family. And, they looked at Eli like it was their own child or their own niece or nephew or brother or sister. And yeah, it was incredible.
And it is an incredible facility too. One of my favorite things that when we talk with parents to ask them too is, for Eli being up there, there's obviously a lot of things that are nasty, icky, but there's some favorites as well. And like, what was one of Eli's favorite things at Sanford Children's Hospital?
I would honestly say they have for anybody who's listening that has not been in there. They have these wagons that are designed specifically to pull a child in, as well as also you can attach their IV pole. So Eli had an IV attached to him pretty much 24/7, whether it was chemo or fluids or whatever it may be. And his probably favorite thing was to ride around. They specifically have a panda wagon, and that was what he asked for every single time. So it just became standard that every time we had a hospital admission, by the time we got into the room, his little panda wagon was already there. So,
so cute.
Yeah, loved to ride in the panda wagon. He used to go by the nurses station, and that's like his little thing with the nurses now is that he likes to burn rubber. So
hey.
he just rides in the panda wagon and
Sweet.
likes to go visit the nurses. And yeah.
We've been told to ask you, what's the comfort of chicken nuggets for Eli?
Yes. So for the first month of chemotherapy for leukemia, it's pretty intensive to say the least. And so part of that treatment includes a very high dose and continuous round of steroids. And so when you think about adults, you always hear roid rage, you hear the munchies, and that proved to be no different for Eli when he was 21 months old getting the treatment. So his choice of steroid munchies were chicken nuggets, pizza, and bacon. So he was literally consuming, I think there was just like a continual DoorDash stop at the Children's Hospital for McDonald's. So he was eating between 20 and 25 chicken nuggets a day.
Hey, you do it.
He was eating about 15 pieces of bacon, half a large pizza. And so what I think stuck with a lot of people was at one point he needed a CT scan. And I remember looking at the CT tech and I said, if you want to take those chicken nuggets from his hand, that's on you, but I am not touching them. And so he actually went through the CT machine with a chicken nugget in each hand.
Perfect.
So, yeah, chicken nuggets for his comfort food.
I haven't even met this kid, and I'm feeling like we might be best friends. He's
soulmates.
burning rubber, eating chicken nuggets and bacon. It sounds...
Yeah, living his best life.
He really, yeah. Now, obviously, Heather, this isn't something, though, that just, it's leukemia. It's not a short battle. How has this first year been for you and your family?
I would like to say that it's been, rainbows and a walk in the park, but by far I would be lying. Like I said, nothing really went as planned with him. So what should have been a pretty short stay in the hospital ended up being almost 5 months. But yeah, I mean, it's been hard, but it's been significantly easier. The team at Sanford, the team at Roger Maris, they've been incredible to kind of walk along this journey and answer whatever questions, it's not like anything else you could have experienced. The fact that you can call and get a hold of his oncologist or a team member, regardless of what hour of the night it is, and whether it's just really simple questions, for them are really complex. They never kind of bat an eye answering that phone call. It's been a journey. That's for sure.
And Heather, what we're going to try to do right now is get 3 people to donate right now. We want to be able to support the Sanford Children's Hospital. I'm just going to pull out that number, 478-KIDS, 478-5437, or you can even text KIDS to 35270. We're looking for 3 people, but
Well, for what? A great reason, though, too, because you said what, St. Patrick's Day? He turns 3?
St. Patrick's Day.
Wow.
Yes.
Looking for some luck.
There we are.
3 lucky people to come step up and in Eli's honor, I guess you could say, for the birthday. Perfect birthday gift.
478-KIDS. Now, Heather, how is Eli doing today at this moment?
Yep. So he is thriving. He's a happy 2.5-year-old. When I left the house this morning, one of his favorite things is to play with his brother, who absolutely loves Batman. And my mother-in-law had made him this cute little mask, and so he was running around the house with his mask on and his superhero cape and his pajamas and running around, I'm Batman. And yeah, he is a thriving little man, that's for sure.
That's so awesome. Looking for 3 people. I know we're going to hop into a commercial real quick, so you're going to have time anyways to take a break yourself. So go ahead. You can make it easy. Text KIDS to short code 35270. You can call 478-KIDS, which is 5437. Let's get 3 of them for soon-to-be 3-year-old Eli.
KOYY-FM, Fargo Moorhead. 24. Cheers for Kids. Radio Pod. Ellie #1, Heat Communication, 184, Fargo Moorhead. You don't know.
Who do not use hormonal